Okay, hey everybody. We're going to talk about triangle congruency with side, angle, side. Let me see. It's probably better because then I have triangle congruency with side, 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 and side, angle, side. So we learned in the last video or in the last lesson that triangles are congruent with a couple options. The two that we're going to focus on today is side, 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 and side, angle, side. So looking at this picture, if side AB is congruent to side DE, because AB and DE are the same length, and BC is congruent to EF, because EF and BC are the same, and AC is congruent to DF, then the two triangles are congruent by, How are they congruent? By side, side, side. So we can say triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Okay? So we're going to do a couple proofs with that. And I'm actually going to come back to this way because then I can go up. Okay. So this is the very first time we're doing a proof. So what we're going to do is we're going to read the given statement and we're going to identify that on the picture. So we're told PQ is congruent to ST. So PQ and ST are the same. Okay? We're told QR and TR are the same. So QR and TR are the same. And we're told S is the midpoint of PS. Okay. So what does it mean when R is the midpoint of PS? That means that PR and RS have been cut in half. And now there's two congruent segments, which are PR is equal to RS. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to write the reasons for all of these proofs. I start with having your all statements filled in, but eventually you'll have everything blank. So when we do proofs, you're always going to write what you're given on your first lines. So we're told PQ and ST are congruent, so that was given. We're told QR and TR are congruent, that was given. And R is the midpoint of PS, that was given. Now the next line says that PR and SR are equal. Well, how did we justify that they were equal? Well, we were told R is a midpoint of PS, so that means these two segments are equal, so we use the definition of midpoint. Then we want to prove, so this is what we wanted to get to, it's always the last line of our proof. So how are these two triangles congruent? It's by side, side, side. Okay. Let's try the next one. So JL and MN are congruent. So we will write that. So JL and MN, and that was given to us. K is the midpoint of JN and LM. So K is the midpoint of JN, so that means these two are equal. And K is the midpoint of LM, so these two are equal. So this statement was given. So how do we justify JK and KN being the same? Well, we use the definition of midpoint. Sorry. And how do we justify JK and KM being equal? We use the definition of midpoint. Then how are these two triangles congruent? Side, side, side. Because all three sides are equal to each other. Or congruent. Okay, let's flip it over. Now, remember how I said proofs aren't going to be filled in? So here is your first fill-in that you have to do on your own. So we're told that AC and AD are equal. So AC and AD are equal. So what we would do is we write that on our first line. AC is congruent to AD, and that was given to us. Then CB and CD are equal. Okay, CB is congruent to CD. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, that was given. Then we're going to always write this proof on the last line. Now, we don't know what the reason that it is congruent, but obviously right now we're doing all sides, so that's going to be the outcome, but we got to wait. So what do we see that these two triangles have in common? Okay, we weren't told anything about midpoint, so you can't use midpoint. So you have to identify something that they either share or another example, which we'll see in the future. Well, AB is on triangle ABC and a triangle ABD. So that means that line is equal because they share it. So we can say AB is congruent to AB because of the reflexive. Did I spell this right? Property. Then we can say it's congruent by side. So the reflexive property, like if we think about your reflection, you are yourself. So that's that. Now we're going to talk about side, angle, side. So in this diagram, if you have AB is congruent to DE, angle B and angle E are similar, and BC is congruent to BF, then a triangle is congruent by side, angle, side. Remember, this angle always has to be in between two congruent sides. So let's do a couple proofs. So we're told that JM and LM are congruent, and angle JMN is congruent to LNM. So identify those. JM and LN are the same. That was given. Angle JMN, so that little one, and LNM are congruent. That was given. Now, how can we justify that LN and NM are equal to each other? Well, it's the same line, so again, we're going to use a reflexive property. And how is this triangle congruent? By side, angle, side. Okay, I'm going to go through this a little bit faster. AB and CD are congruent. That was given. BD bisects angle ABC. So that was given. And if an angle is bisected, that means two angles have been created equal. So angle ABD, which is here, and CBD are congruent by angle bisector. And BD is equal to BD, because that's a reflexive property. And the triangle is congruent by side, angle, side. Okay. V is the midpoint of WZ and XY. That was given. So where is it? So WV and VZ are a definition of midpoint, and XV and VY. So that's down here, definition of midpoint. And then it identified angle WVX and ZVY. Those are vertical angles. And side, angle, side. Okay. HI and JG, that was given. And we're told that HI is parallel to JG, that was given. So if we think about angles that were created by parallel lines, we have GJH and IHJ. Those two angles are alternate interior angles. HJ and JH, that's reflexive. And side, angle, side. And that's it. So I hope this helped you fill out the notes or learn a little bit more about side, 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 and side, angle, side.